Hey guys, welcome into another weekly portfolio update. This is the March portfolio update, or the first update for March. This week my stocks are down $1,699, so another down week, fairly large one too. Did 3 buys this week. Small Direct Club, $100 of it at $2.05, $100 of Honest at $5.57, and $100 of Palantir at $10.93. I didn't add any money to my portfolio this week, just used the money that was already in the account. As you can see down here, the total portfolio value is $49,181 with a cost basis of $58,000, which means I am down $8,819 or 15.2% on my initial investment. My net worth is 308k this week, which is down 8k from last week. It's 316 last week, and 5k of that is due to my house going from 630 to 625k. It's a fairly arbitrary number. And then the my crypto portfolio, just a little one, down $146 this week, although it had at points during this week had been down a lot more. So that's the thumbnail. Moving over into my stocks here. So yeah, we can look at my total change on all my stocks. Everything is still negative. The ones that are closest to being positive are Honest, Corsair, and Tattooed Chef. And that's mainly because I keep buying these ones, so my cost basis is getting lower and lower and lower, which means they're getting closer and closer to break even as I buy more. Unfortunately, there are some that I'm still buying more, like Palantir, where I'm buying more and I'm still down 46.8%. But yeah, all I can do is lower my cost basis and just see where that leads me in the end. Last week we had two of my stocks that had earnings. So it was Workhorse, Small Direct Club. Obviously Workhorse is a very small position for me. It's only 255 New Zealand dollars, but they were actually up 20% in the past 5 days. So this week they were up 20% due to their earnings. So yeah, pretty positive earnings for them, and the stock reflected that. But I mean, it's just been beat down so much that doesn't even really show on the graph. Like, still down 90% from all-time highs. They went down as low as, I can't even tell, but they went down a lot. We'll say that much anyway, from like 40 all the way down to like as low as $2.83. Very, very low. And then Smile Direct Club, which was down 9.87% this week. And due to their earnings. So what day was it? Smile Direct Club was after the close on Monday. So where did they open on Tuesday? So they actually only opened down 4%, but over the course of the week, around about a 10% loss. So yeah, I mean, pretty much everything's being devastated on earnings at the moment. Like, it's just the way things are going. It is a fairly large position for me, and I did add a few shares. Unfortunately, I added them on the open on Tuesday. I saw that the stock was down huge in pre-market, so I put through a buy order, and it went through like right there at about at $2.05. By the time I woke up, because it's the middle of the night, obviously, it was like down at $2 or even under, I think. Or I mean, it went significantly under by Thursday, $1.87. But I mean, marginal differences doesn't matter too much. On the S&P 500 this week, down 0.58%, Nasdaq down 1.9%, and the Russell down 1.93%. So the Russell is still getting ruined a bit, but it should be, like, if we look at the past 1 month on all these indexes, yeah, the Russell is doing the best, has the best performance on the 1 month. I haven't looked at the 6 month actually. Oh yeah, so the S&P 500 is definitely outperforming on the 6 month graph. I don't really know how long that'll last though. We'll see how, might, as we get like another month, in 1 month's time, that might not be the case. The S&P 500 might not have the best 6 month graph, but we'll see. Yeah, so markets all pretty down this week, 1.93%, although I was down a bit more than that. These are the updated Yardeni research forward PE graphs for the large, mid, and small caps. So yeah, got these figures are as of yesterday, March 5th. Today's March 6th. So yeah, large caps moving down a bit, kind of bounced a little bit there. Mid caps pretty much same, still quite low, and small caps seem to be like plateauing quite low, very low on the graph there. So yeah, still opportunities to be had in the small caps, and some in the mid caps, and even some in the large caps, but not generally in the large caps, in my opinion. This week, the only stock I have reporting earnings is Stitch Fix, so I'll keep an eye on Stitch Fix. It's down 84% basically in the past year. Since all-time highs, down 88.48%, which is insane. The 52-week spread on this is ridiculous. Basically $78 all the way down to just under 11. So yeah, pretty crazy. We'll see what happens with Stitch Fix this week. Very small position, only $400. This is a position that I've held for an extremely long time. Actually don't remember when I bought it, but yeah, over a year ago, pretty sure. Which, considering most of my other investments, that's a long time for me. Yeah, so we'll see how Stitch Fix goes this next week. In terms of my largest positions, how they perform this week, we've got Tattooed Chef finally moving upwards, 7.5% move this week upwards. Corsair, ironically, the one that had been doing a bit better. Yeah, they'd moved up from the lows here. Still up 17.5% from the lows, but yeah, it did have a bit of a down week this week, down 4.5%. And Palantir just getting ruined, 8.67% down. Still not quite as low as it got the week prior though. But yeah, that's why I bought the dip on Palantir as well, and I also bought a little bit more Honest as well. Yeah, Honest was down 3.72, so that's why I bought a bit more of Honest. And yeah, we'll continue to buy more if these stocks keep going down. Yeah, onto my crypto. My crypto portfolio is down $146 this week, so not a whole lot. It was down a bit more like earlier in the week and come back up. Ethereum's at 2,648, which is the coin I'm interested in because it's the coin that I mine. This is one of my mining rigs here. Something I managed to get done this week was to make it a whole lot more efficient than it previously was. I just learnt about these not new, they're new to me. I learnt about these figures down here, so SOC frequency and SOC VDD max, which previously I just looked at this and it said please use this parameter very carefully, and yeah, basically you're not supposed to really touch it unless you know what you're doing. So I previously hadn't touched these figures, but yeah, got some numbers and finally did change these figures and got a lot more efficiency out of my GPUs. Although that said, this one definitely shouldn't be showing 31 watts, and that's better, 38 watts. can get those down a bit lower, but not stably. Yeah, so one of the things that's interesting about that is I'm still making the same amount of money from these rigs. If I look at these bottom two here, sorry, I have to open the graph out a bit, go into a 7-day chart. Yeah, so if we look on the 7-day chart, we used to be using, in the software, 700, just below my mouse cursor there, says 707, 725, in the 720s basically, and now I've got it all the way down to 678 in the software, and we're still getting the same 438 mega hash roughly, which we're pretty much getting the exact same before. Yeah, so I'm paying less in power and getting more, getting the same amount of coins, so I'm getting a larger profit, which is nice. Yeah, the actual at the wall draw went from 1040 watts down to 970-ish watts. So yeah, happy with the power consumption on those, and actually some of these GPUs that I previously thought weren't that efficient, like the 6700s, are now a whole lot more efficient. I can't say exactly how much, but these used to draw 88 in the software, which was 119 at the wall, and that was inefficient, but now that they're at 78, like maybe that's 109 at the wall, maybe it's even slightly less, given the inaccuracy of these software statistics. But yeah, it's a lot more accurate, a lot more efficient than it was, so yeah, that's awesome. One thing that I'm not too happy with is this rig at the moment. Well, I wasn't expecting that to be error, but yeah, this rig is getting really hot today, and yeah, I will have to do something about that. I wasn't even aware that that had gone down. Generally I just reduce memory clock or something to make these rigs more stable if they ever crash. This rig doesn't usually crash unless it's really hot, which today was really hot. It's only 23 degrees currently, but it was 30 degrees earlier, and I had to shut the rig down. First of all, I started with power limiting, and then I moved on to just shutting the whole rig down until just recently I booted it back up. But yeah, obviously it's decided to not have too much fun with one of these GPUs, so I'll figure that out later. Yeah, you can see the downtime there, so this is at the pool, which means not getting paid for that time that was down, obviously, but is what it is. I don't want to damage the GPUs or make them unstable by running them when it's crazy hot, although that is one thing I really like about the AMD rig that I have. Even though it got up to 30 degrees today, and that's 30 degrees outside. In my garage it would have been way hotter. My hottest GPU is this one here, which only got up to like 51, 52 degrees, which can go significantly higher than that and still be quite safe. Yeah, looking at it at the moment, the 47 is the core and 54 is the memory temperature, so it doesn't, don't have to worry about that too much with these cards, but I do have to worry about it with the NVIDIA cards. Anyway, that's about enough for crypto. House went down 5k in value from 630 to 625, and my net worth went down from 316k to 308k, so down 8k. Yeah, nothing too eventful this week, and that's pretty much all I have for this week's portfolio update. So yeah, subscribe to see the next one, and thanks for watching. Have a great day. See ya.